favorite part.
Obviously, it's been a while since we've done this.
Starting YouTube video. Blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
Starting videos is hard, y'all. Like, I don't know.
I mean, you'd think it would be
nerve-wracking. Like, once we get talking, it's not that bad.
Well, I mean, you'd think it'd be like riding a bike, except I don't think we ever got good at it.
No. I think we're fine at the after part.
Yeah.
The later part.
But okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
Welcome
guys.
back to our channel.
Welcome back to the channel.
We need to look over there. I need to look. I wasn't looking there. Okay.
Hey, guys.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel.
What is up, guys? Welcome back. We've missed you. We're back. Gonna be dropping videos again. And I just want to start this video by thanking all of our loyal subscribers. You guys have helped our channel stay relevant, and we really appreciate it. You know, even in our absence, we've been monitoring and we've seen the growth and the support. And there are no words to let you know how much we really appreciate it. You know, to our loyal subscribers, to all of you guys who have just recently subscribed, we say thank you.
If you like this video and want to see more, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. That really helps us out a lot. And hit that subscribe button if this is your first time here and you want to see our future videos.
And as my son would say, hit that notification bell.
Hit that notification bell. Before we get started, I do just want to mention that we are leaving some details out of this video. And we told you this in previous videos as well. So this is not going to be our testimony. This is going to be more letting you guys know what's been happening since the last time we were consistently posting videos. We do want to get really deep with you guys about our entire story, but that is for our testimony, and we are not really ready to give that yet because we do not feel like it is yet.
I don't think it's reached its conclusion just yet.
Yes. So bear with us, but yeah, we are going to go into a little bit into what's been going on since we haven't been posting as much, and the main point of this video is to talk about the fact that we recently separated and got back together. So we did do a trial separation where he actually moved out of the house and into an apartment pretty close by. So that is the main purpose for the video. We will be discussing other things that happened in the middle of all of that.
I want to start by saying that what we did was a trial separation and not a legal separation. There is a difference. We went into this with no intention of it leading to a divorce. In actuality, the goal with this separation was to avoid that at whatever cost we would have to pay to avoid that. You know, neither one of us wanted this to end in divorce. So we didn't go into it with the mindset of this is the first step of getting divorced. We went into it with the mindset of I think this is the radical move we need to make to avoid that from happening.
The difference between a trial separation and a legal separation basically is a trial separation has no paperwork filed, there's no courts involved or anything like that. This was just me and him deciding to separate for 6 months, and it was to strengthen our marriage rather than to put an end to it. For those of you who have been with us from the beginning, you know that we have had a pretty rough couple of years with our daughter getting sick, and 2020. I mean, 2020 was
2020 speaks for itself.
hard on everyone, honestly, and I think a lot of people have been under a tremendous amount of stress.
Yeah, it definitely played a role in this happening. I think a lot of people went through what it was like to just be on top of each other nonstop 24/7 with really no way to spend time apart from each other. So it really kind of forced us into seeing those things that we didn't want to see before.
Yeah, and if you watch I forget the title of that video. If you watch one of our previous videos, we do go into the fact that we had an in-house separation at one point in 2020. And if you want to go, I'll link the video up here that you can go watch if you want to hear about that. But during that separation, or shortly after it, we did discuss the possibility of maybe doing this type of separation in the future. Things were very, very stressful. It wasn't really, obviously there were times when we weren't getting along, but I really believe it was more the stress of just the walls closing in than it was that we weren't meant to be together, that type of thing.
Well, life doesn't stop, and I think one of the things that we really needed was just time, and there was no way to get any.
Yeah, and this separation did give both of us time to ourselves, if you could believe that, because he was in an apartment and I was at home. So when he took the children to the apartment, I had time to myself. And when I had the children and he was at the apartment, he was by himself. And that was something that we did not have any time to just breathe and have a moment of solitude. And it was, with everything going on, it was just too much.
There were a multitude of stressors on our relationship. Obviously, any parent out there who's dealt with having a chronically ill child knows the stress that puts on a marriage. You add to that, we had just a bunch of little stuff, cars breaking down, our oldest daughter being diagnosed with Tourette's, and then maybe a year later, our oldest son, her twin brother, also being diagnosed with Tourette's. Our oldest son went back to public school. That changed the routine in the house and made we had to move everything around for that. And just all of these little things that were adding to the stress between her and I.
Yeah, we basically caught COVID once a year too.
Mm-hmm.
We caught it. We don't really know if we caught it in 2020. We're pretty sure we caught it, but that was before they had the tests. We're pretty sure that's what led to our daughter's sickness in the first place. She caught COVID, she came out of COVID, and then she got the HSP. And then in 2021, we caught it around August.
Mm-hmm.
And that is around the time, shortly after that, we got separated. Yeah. After we caught COVID the second time. And he moved out. And there are some details of that we're not going to mention here. We will save that for our testimony. There were some unkind words spoken.
Definitely.
And we do regret that it took that, because we had discussed the separation already. And I think both of us, our biggest regret was that it didn't happen as amicably as we would have liked.
Well, I think at the end of the day, we both just accepted the fact that it was necessary. If we had tried to stay together and work through some of that stuff, it most likely would have led to us filing for a legal separation. And I don't think either of us wanted that to happen.
No. But we are very glad it did, and we honestly feel like God led us to I feel like he was trying to lead us to a separation the whole time. We just weren't really, we never felt like it was the right time. We couldn't do it financially and all of this stuff until something or someone forced our hand, you know, like it was either this or we're done. So,
and I mean, it was scary, you know, I won't lie. Her and I have been together for a really long time, and the prospect of not being with her was terrifying. You know, it's something that during the separation, it's what you wrestle with. You know, it's a dose of what it would be like if you weren't together, and it's a very, very sobering reality. And it makes you it helps you to realize that some of those things that you thought were impossible to work through, not so impossible if you know, have the patience and realize what the alternative actually is.
Yeah, absence really does make the heart grow fonder. It really does. And I think we kind of knew to some extent that what was going to happen. This isn't the first time that we've been apart for an extended period of time and, you know, realized that, you know, we were the love of each other's lives and all of that. So I think somewhere in there we knew that this is really what we needed because of that experience, maybe.
I think what it really boiled down to was, were we both willing to make the necessary sacrifices to see it work? And I think the only way either of us were going to figure that out was on our own. You know, like, we talked with each other until we were blue in the face.
Yeah,
you know?
and I think we can both admit we had become a bit codependent. Like, when you're with somebody for such a long time and you don't take space to yourself and you don't have your own hobbies anymore, and which we did somewhat before COVID, but when COVID just shoved us together like that, it was we needed to do something. We had to split up for.
I think you could say it became somewhat of an identity crisis, you know, whereby she only identified as mother and wife, and I only identified as husband and father, and we kind of lost our individuality somewhere in there. You know, it's like one day you wake up and look in the mirror and you're asking yourself, who am I? Am I just her husband? Am I just their father? You know, am I just his wife? Am I just their mother? You know, what happened to all of the things that I used to enjoy doing? Why am I not doing those things anymore? What is keeping, you know, am I so lost in what this is that I don't know who I am anymore? You know, and I think the time apart helped us answer those questions.
It also helped us answer the question of, do we belong together? You know, do we really want to be with each other? Do we really want to stay together, raise our children, grow old together, all of those things?
A question that I think 2020 caused a lot of couples to ask.
Yes. But the answer was yes.
The answer was yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. The answer will always be yes.
Things are still stressful. I'm not even much gonna lie to you guys. Like, they are, man. We'll probably get into some other things with you guys in future videos. But yeah, the stress didn't really stop. But we got what we needed. And now we're able to take time to ourselves, even living under the same roof.
Yes.
We're able to communicate better. The boundaries, they went way up too.
Yeah, because that was definitely one of the things that made it so difficult for us. You know, I was constantly stepping on her toes. She was constantly stepping on mine.
And we were scared to, like, really just say what it was that was really bothering us about each other. And so we would get mad about this other little thing over here, but it really wasn't what we were mad about. So, but now, you know, we can just tell each other, like, right then, you know, like, hey,
this is what I'm thinking, this is how I'm feeling right now.
And this is bothering me, and I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna go do my own thing right now because, you know, what you're doing right now is bothering me. And it's not in a disrespectful way or an angry way. It's just like there's an understanding now of, hey, we need space sometimes. We don't have to like the same things.
A lot of times you get caught up in feeling like it's not okay for me to say that I want to go do something else right now, you know.
Yeah.
And what we really had to realize, what that separation helped us to see, is that it is okay. It is okay for me to say, you know what, I'm gonna go play basketball for an hour or so. I just need to clear my head, you know. Or it's okay for her to say, I'm gonna go take a walk down by the lake. I just need to get out of here for a second, you know. You trap yourself, whether you realize that's what you're doing or not. You trap yourself, and you don't even realize that the other person doesn't want it to be that way either. So we were able to work through a lot of this, and
I'm much happier now. Like, genuinely, I don't know if you guys go back and watch some of our previous videos, you can tell in some of them that we're not happy, we're not peaceful, you know. And we were trying our hardest, but it just wasn't working. So now, like I said, things are still really stressful, though. Well, things are happening every day, but we are good. Something really stressful happened yesterday, and we were able to walk out of it, though, without really getting upset, which was, it just proved something huge to me. That because normally, even other people's stress would stress us out because we were in such a stressed place ourselves.
Yeah, I would say that one of the things we learned going through this with each other is that we're not the only ones that we need to have boundaries with, you know. And we started, it caused us to look at some of our other relationships and realize that we've allowed things to get out of control because we won't say no, you know. And there's nothing wrong with saying no. There's not.
No. And you would save yourself a lot of grief sometimes if you would just say what's on your mind and speak the truth. And, you know, even if it's an uncomfortable thing, and even if, look, I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of times whoever you're speaking that truth to, they're gonna get upset.
Yeah.
But you have to get over that part, because it's gonna cause a lot more problems if you don't. If you just sit there and bite your tongue all the time and don't say anything that's bothering you, and if someone's crossing your boundaries constantly, you're just letting them, that's on you. It's not on them. You are allowing that to happen to you. They can't do anything to you that you don't allow.
Yeah, that's one of the things we realized about each other. We were allowing the other person to do things that we weren't comfortable with. We were allowing the other person to basically ignore any boundaries and not take, like, I wasn't taking her feelings into consideration with some of the things that I was doing. And and vice versa.
I wasn't being respectful,
you know,
when I should have been.
It's a two-way street, and that's true for all relationships, romantic or otherwise. And one of the things that this taught us about ourselves is that we weren't the only ones we were doing this to. You know, we started realizing that some of these behaviors had leaked out into our other relationships, and that by going through this, we were able to recognize those areas that we were allowing these things to happen and put a stop to it. And that also improved the quality of our relationship, because it's a one more stress that we took away.
Learning the power of boundaries is so important, in my opinion, for every human being. Like, we even teach them to our children. You can tell your brother or sister, hey, you can't talk to me that way, and I'm gonna walk away from you if you do. You know, it's so important, and I think it's something so simple that so many people are missing. So
I think that's about the sum total of it for this video. And I just want to offer one more word of encouragement out there to anybody who may be going through something similar. If you are with someone and you truly believe that you love them, you truly believe that they're the one for you, you do, in fact, have to be willing to try anything. You have to be willing to put yourself out there, allow yourself to be vulnerable, and do whatever you must to make it work. Because a lot of times people go into relationships with the idea that if it doesn't work, I'll just move on. And that's why so many marriages end in divorce. You have to be willing to fight for it. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes. So I'm encouraging anybody who might be going through something similar to be willing to do whatever it takes.
It'll be worth it in the end. I did also want to mention that I am going to be starting to make different types of videos, like unboxings and reviews and things of that nature. So stay tuned for those if you think you might enjoy those.
And I am very much considering starting to do some shorts. So those things are in the works. We're not quite all the way there yet, but we got some things in the works. You guys stay tuned to the channel. Hope you guys liked this video. Once again, if you did, hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button. Thank you. And as always, praise him in the morning.
Praise him in the evening.
Read your Bible often. And remember, life is a very, very, very precious gift from God. So please make sure you get out there and live it. Thanks, you guys.
See y'all later.